I really started getting into wood carving in the early 80s when I was living the Tuileries Farm, which is part of Blandy Estate. They were clearing out lots of the old cedars that lined the driveway going in. They were just burying all this beautiful wood. I found it was criminal to take those nice pieces of wood and just, throw them in the ground or burn them. And I began, looking at them and seeing that, hey, this would be a good opportunity for me to really start doing some sculpture or some wood carving with. And I just started in with a chainsaw and I'd been given a hand carving mallet tool set by a good friend of mine. Once it got a hold of me, it just became, a passion and, something I knew I was going to find enjoyable, and I've been doing it ever since. So many years, almost 30 years later. There are certain things that I find, forms that I find interesting or shapes and that are, just, I'm kind of passionate about the female form, the figure, or horses, because I've worked with horses. And from that shape of the natural tree, the vertical shape, which is something that can stifle you at times because a lot of your forms you want to go horizontal with. And I always think of Michelangelo taking those old Roman columns and creating all these masterpieces out of it, and he didn't complain. So, when you get down to sanding, you're halfway done. Well, a rule of thumb is you're halfway done if it's going to be, if it's not going to have a lot of rough textures on it. When I finally get to the end of a project and the form is coming out and the details are almost all done, and you start sanding and the grain is there, you're starting to see the grain as you sand away, and you want to, you just can't wait to put the linseed oil on, which makes it all just come alive and really luster and come out. And boy, when that happens, it's like, and I lose track of the time constantly when I'm working, because it just kind of, you just get into it so much, you don't want to pull yourself away unless you're running out of light or your neck's too sore.